My name's Marcus. I travel for work. Consulting, supply chain logistics. It's usually boring. But last fall, I took a job that sent me to a border town in southern Texas, right near the edge of Mexico. It was a small place. Dusty roads, sun-bleached signs, and one blinking gas station that never seemed to close. There weren't many hotel options, so my company put me in this old roadside motel. Desert Star Inn. You could tell it hadn't been updated in years. Vinyl chairs, humming vending machines, thin floral curtains. The kind of place you tolerate for a night. I checked into room 12. The room had this huge mirror on the wall. Old, wooden frame. Looked out of place in a cheap motel. The first night was quiet. I fell asleep around 10. But sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up and couldn't move. My chest felt like something heavy was pressing down on me. I knew what it was, sleep paralysis. I'd had it once before, but this time felt different. Because when I opened my eyes, a woman was in the mirror. Not some shadow, not a trick of the light. A woman, pale skin, black long hair, dripping like she'd just come out of water. Her mouth was open wide, but no sound came out. She was staring straight at me, like she could see me, and into my soul. Then her hand lifted, slow and shaky, and touched the glass. My body was frozen. I was trying to scream, to blink, to breathe, but I couldn't move. Then she did something I'll never forget. She reached toward the inside of the mirror and started clawing. Long, slow scratches, like she was trying to dig her way out. And then, just like that, I blinked. And she was gone. The mirror was clear. Room was quiet. I could move again. I sat up, drenched in sweat. Tried to laugh it off. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe my brain played tricks. But the next day, something happened that changed everything. I was leaving my room to get coffee, and one of the cleaning ladies, Mexican looking, an older woman, looked at me. Real serious. She said in Spanish.
Tú estás en el cuarto de la mujer muerta.
Meaning, you're in the dead woman's room. I kind of laughed, thinking she was joking. But she wasn't. She pulled me aside and told me the story. A few years ago, a woman had stayed in that exact room. She wasn't from around here, but her husband had cartel ties. Big ones. He crossed the wrong people. Tried to run. They didn't catch him. They caught her instead. They dragged her to room 12 and tortured her for hours. The staff found her body in the bathtub. Broken ribs, bruises around her neck, and more gruesome things I don't even want to describe. But the weirdest part? They said the mirror was fogged over, and there were handprints inside the glass. I left that motel that night. Didn't even ask for a refund. I don't care what anyone thinks, I know what I saw. She's still there. Still trapped in that mirror. Still waiting for him. My name's Tyler. This happened 2 years ago when I was driving from Arizona to Colorado. 12 hours solo. I was planning to push through the night, but around 2 a.m., I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. So I pulled over at exit 109, off Interstate 10, just west of Tonopah. It was pitch black, no signs, no gas station, just a gravel turnout and endless desert. I backed my car in, parked near a small rise that blocked me from the highway, and crawled into the back seat. I remember locking the doors, cracking the windows just a little, and checking the time on my phone. 2:41 a.m. I fell asleep fast, but what woke me up didn't feel like normal sleep. It was like my eyes opened without me telling them to. Everything was dark, but I could see faint moonlight leaking through the windows. I tried to sit up. Couldn't. Tried to wiggle a finger. Nothing. It felt like something was in the car with me. I noticed the air was freezing. My breath fogged up the windows, even though I remembered the desert being warm when I fell asleep. And that's when I realized. Every window was fogged, except one. The passenger side window was completely clear, like someone had wiped it with a cloth. And through it, I saw a man. No, not standing. Slumped, leaning against the door from the outside, face twisted, eyes wide open. Blood down his shirt, dried and dark. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking through the windshield, like he'd been trying to escape something in front of us. I wanted to scream. I wanted to blink. I couldn't even breathe properly. Then he moved. Not like a living person, more like a glitch. 1 second he was outside the car. The next, he was in the passenger seat. Closer, face twitching, staring straight ahead, mouth slightly open, chest unmoving. And then his head turned, slowly, until he was facing me. I swear to God he whispered something. Don't look at her. I couldn't make sense of it. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. And then I heard it from behind my head. The back window, then the other one, then the front windshield, knocking in a circle, faster, like they were closing in. I could feel them, shapes, faces, things, all around the car. But I couldn't move, couldn't run. Then came this sound, like nails dragging across the metal roof. And the thing in the passenger seat, it started to twitch violently, jaw cracking open, eyes rolling back. Then, black. I don't know if I passed out or if something else pulled me under. But the next thing I remember, I sat up gasping, finally able to move. The air was hot again. I was soaked in sweat. And every single window was fogged, smeared with handprints and long, dragging marks. Except the passenger window. It was perfectly wiped clean, like someone had intentionally left it that way, like they wanted me to remember what I saw. I drove, fast, didn't stop, didn't even look at the clock, just kept going until the sun came up. When I told my sister what happened, she said she'd heard something about a man dying near Tonopah a few years ago, something brutal. A body dumped near a turnout. The investigators involved were never able to identify the man or find the person who did it to him. She looked it up later and said the location matched a spot right near exit 109. If this was the same man, why'd he tell me, "Don't look at her"? And how many people were involved in his death? Regardless, if you ever find yourself driving through Arizona in the dead of night, keep your eyes on the road. And whatever you do, don't pull over near exit 109.